What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Kevin Rapkoch Fishing. I just got done with fishing the same section of the canals for 3 straight days. The first day was the day before a storm hit. The second day was the day the storm actually hit. And the third day was the day after the storm. My goal was pretty simple: find out how the fishing was before a storm, during a storm, and after the storm. Let's get started by showing you guys day 1, the day before the storm. So the day before the storm was mild weather, about 90 degrees, pretty typical for this time of year, October in Phoenix, Arizona. I noticed pretty quickly there weren't as many fish as normal actively feeding in this section of canal, but there were still a few, so I felt pretty good about my chances of catching a fish. Spooked him. There's one up there about 20 yards. Facing that way. Got him. Nice, guys. Came up from behind and got him on that. That was awesome. I didn't think he had it, but obviously he did. And he actually, that's the first time I've never really set a hook on a grass carp, and more he set the hook for me. Nice. All right, we got to find some stairs here. That was bizarre. I put it over the top of his head and he went up and sipped it, but I didn't see him actually grab it. And they grab it so light, and perhaps he he's pretty stunned. He's right in the top of the lip too. He's not fighting real well. We gotta get down to some stairs to bring him in. I'm a little stunned. That was really weird. I've caught them over the top of their heads before, but I've always set the hook on them. This one, again, he hit it and I didn't know I had it until I started feeling some weight on the fly, and normally you don't catch them that way. Oh, so let's get down to some stairs here. That was super weird. Coming up on there's another grass carp right here, or a common carp. Gonna have to get a little bit wet. This staircase is covered in water, but that's all right. All right, let's see if this 8 weight can help us get this fish in faster, or we'll find out. All right, yeah, the goal is to try to get them in a little faster than we have been in previous videos, so we don't wear them out so much, but they're just strong fish. And ultimately, I have 10 pounds at the end of my line, just like I do when I fish them with a 5 weight and a 6 weight. So we don't want to break the line. The size of the rod does not make your line stronger. And this thing is still putting up a good fight, and I feel like if I fight him harder, he's just gonna snap that line. He's not 10 pounds, but these things just fight hard, so. But let's see if we can drag him in. Nope. All right, let's see if I can get his head up a little bit more. There we go. Well, you know, oh, that fly came out right at the end. Oh man, we barely had him hooked. And yeah, that's a healthy grass carp right there. Good size. The fly already came out. Man, yeah, it's got a nice tummy on it. Fat fish right there. Not too big, but nice and fat. Let's let this guy go here. There he goes. That was a weird catch, guys. I didn't even know I had that fish on, and then once we finally got him to the net, that fly came out so easily. Didn't realize that I had him barely hooked like that. So happy to get our first grass carp of the day to the net. Let's try to get another one. Carp right there. got him. Oh, guys, I think he broke me off. No, he got, how did he get away? Guys, I was right in his mouth. Oh, man. Did he bend the hook? Let's find out, because I still got the fly. Did he bend the hook? Yeah, that's a bent hook. Bummer. Yeah, these are big fish. These are big fish. They go after small flies. So that'll happen. All right, guys, that was the day before the storm. Got on one carp, one bent the hook on me, and had a chance to catch some more. There was enough actively feeding that we had a few chances for some carp. Now let's move to footage of the day of the storm. The current is flowing that way, and this wind is just tossing the top of the water that way. When I hit the canals on the day of the storm, it was one of the windiest days in the Phoenix area that I'll ever remember. I've never seen waves in the canal before. Woo! That is some strong wind, guys. Though there weren't a ton of fish feeding and it was really hard to see them, I was surprised to notice at least a few fish trying to feed during the storm, and I actually got a couple takes on my fly, just couldn't set the hook on. I saw a carp come up right here. For it. See one over there. Oh, guys, he missed it. He took it and he missed it. Ultimately, on the day of the storm, the wind just got too powerful and I had no chance of casting a fly around. I could not see the fish. It was tough out there. As soon as I got home, a downpour started and it rained for the rest of the evening. So that was the day of the storm. The winds were intense. It's been a long time since we've had winds like that in Arizona, and we get some harsh winds, some monsoons that roll through here, but that was particularly windy, pretty crazy. Wasn't able to catch any fish, but I was shocked that there were actually some fish trying to feed in those swells and that kind of activity. All right, now let's go to day 3, which was the day after the storm. The day after the storm was pretty mild again, but the temperatures were about 10 degrees lower than the day before the storm. It looked like good fishing conditions. It felt great out here to me, but I wasn't seeing any fish. And this section of canal is loaded with fish, especially grass carp. They're stocked by SRP, who manages these canals. The grass carp actually help to keep the canals clean by eating the vegetation that grows in the canals. I've never walked these canals before and not seen a grass carp, but that's what was happening on this day. It was pretty crazy, actually. You guys, this is incredible. There are days when I'm walking out here and I see hundreds of fish up on the surface, or at least feeding on the sides, the algae on the sides of these canals. Nothing today, nothing. I'm surprised. I mean, I didn't really know what to expect, but I definitely didn't expect to see nothing. Completely shut down. Pretty incredible. All right, guys, well, there you go. That's fishing the day before a storm, of the storm, and the day after the storm. Now, I just did a little bit of research, and it pretty much said, fish the day before the storm. It says the fish know what's going on, what's coming in, and they're trying to feed a bit more aggressively before the storm hits. The research also said don't fish the day of the storm, but that was mostly just for safety reasons, because apparently it's not smart to fish during a storm. Then the research said don't fish the day after the storm because the fish aren't going to be biting. And that's pretty consistent with what we found today. I didn't see a fish, and there are tons of them in here. So something happened with the pressure changes or with the temperature drop. I don't know exactly what, but it did impact the fish and they're nowhere to be found today. So that was pretty interesting, cool to see, and this information will probably save me some time the next time a storm hits. I won't try to go fishing the day after the storm. Guys, I hope you learned something today. Hope you had fun watching the video. If you liked it, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Thanks so much for joining Kevin Rapkoch Fishing. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.